Hello and welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Ayşe Süberker. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan kicked off his three-nation Gulf tour on Monday after arriving in Saudi Arabia. Fresh from last week's NATO summit, where he shored up ties with Turkey's Western allies, Erdogan is embarking on a tour to cement trade and investment deals with the energy-rich Gulf. His other stops include Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. President Erdogan met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah, where they discussed bilateral relations and international issues. Following their meeting, several agreements were signed covering defense, energy and communications. Trade and investments are topping Erdogan's agenda as he seeks to boost Turkey's economic ties with the Gulf. The president is accompanied by a delegation of 200 business leaders, investors and entrepreneurs who will also travel with him to Qatar and the UAE. And to further discuss President Erdogan's Gulf tour, joining me now from Manama, Bahrain, is Ömer Al-Ubaidi. He is the Director of Research at the Bahrain Center for Strategic, International and Energy Studies. And from Ankara, Ali Bakir. He is a non-resident fellow at the Atlantic Council. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk, and it's good to have you on the program. So, Amar, fresh off attending a NATO summit, President Erdogan has embarked on a Gulf tour comprising Saudi Arabia, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. What do you make of the timing of his visits?
Well, I think that an important element has been that the Turkish elections have been concluded. President Erdogan has consolidated his political power in Turkey, and this provides a platform of certainty for the Gulf countries to forge the next phase of their relationship with Turkey. In addition to that, I think both sides have a strong focus on economic prosperity. Their strategies, geopolitical strategies at the moment, have a strong emphasis on developing their local economies, developing trade ties. And now that we've concluded the worst of the COVID crisis and the elections in Turkey, there is a good opportunity to look how to sort of establish a platform for the relations going forward for the next 5 years.
So, Ali, do you expect any breakthroughs in Turkey's relations with the Gulf countries in the short term?
Well, I think that now we are witnessing a whole new stage or phase, if I might say, that goes beyond the normalization process we witnessed during the last couple of years. I think that both parties are focusing now on the common interests with special focus on the economic, business and interests. I think that both sides realize that stability and prosperity is for their interests, and that's why I think that this provides a platform for cooperation on this level. We also will witness cooperation on the defense sector in particular, among other sectors such as construction and contracting sector, tourism, health sector, culture, and etc. So I think that this visit or tour to the Gulf countries is very important in terms of timing and scope. And I think that we witnessed a great start with President Erdogan's visit to Saudi Arabia that had witnessed also a lot of agreements in terms of economy and also defense industry. So I think that definitely we are talking about a whole new phase, and both sides are focusing right now on strengthening relations rather than talking about the disagreements of the past.
So, Omar, Saudi Arabia has agreed to buy Turkish drones during President Erdogan's visit to the kingdom. Some say it's a huge deal. So how will that strengthen both trade and security ties between the two nations?
Well, what we're seeing now in the world in the year 2023 is an environment where there's a lot of insecurity where it comes to military side, food insecurity, energy insecurity, and that includes military technology. Saudi Arabia is keen on securing a supply of arms, advanced arms, such as the drones you mentioned, in a manner that is not going to be threatened potentially by sanctions, it's not going to be threatened by geopolitical disruptions, it's not going to be threatened by pirates or whatever other impediments may arise. So in that respect, this is a good opportunity for both sides to develop their relationship in a way that works in a long-lasting manner. And at the same time, these drones, have demonstrated their effectively on various battlefields in recent times. and the nature of warfare is changing, and Saudi Arabia is looking for a diverse array of military partners in order to maintain its security.
So, Ali, are we likely to see more defense cooperation between Turkey and the Gulf states moving forward? And as Omar just mentioned, how would that change the balance of power in the region?
Well, I would say definitely, because both parties are focusing on this cooperation, following the cooperation on the business, economic, and investment level. I think that Turkey has big potentials in terms of cooperation in defense and military and security level with the Gulf countries in a time that the Gulf countries are also looking forward to diversify security and defense partnerships. And Turkey also is a prominent player in this domain. It has proved during the last few years that it is a credible, capable, and trustable partner when it comes to defense and security partnerships. We have seen this in Syria, in Libya, in Azerbaijan, in Eastern Mediterranean, with many different countries, including with Qatar, for example, during the 2017 Gulf crisis. I think that this kind of player is very well welcomed from the Gulf side, especially Saudi Arabia and UAE at the current moment. As I said, they are looking to diversify their security partnerships, and Turkey is a priority when it comes to the regional level. I think that this will, if they manage to effectively go forward with this cooperation, this will definitely change the balance of power on the regional level.
So, Omar, what do the Gulf countries get in return for championing this new era of Turkish de-escalation and Turkish foreign diplomacy?
So I think it's not really about diplomatic ties in the regional sense. I think it's more about developing bilateral economic relations and in various strategic goods such as arms, acting as an avenue for diversification. I don't think that we're going to see a modified role for Turkey in the region. I just think what we're going to see is both sides trying to pursue their economic interests through the development of these relationships in an environment where the global economy is uncertain and where the conflict, the Cold War that is slowly emerging between China and the US poses a significant threat to the economic security of the GCC countries. They want to be able to trade with reliable partners, and they don't want to be put in a situation where they have to pick between the US and China or where they're threatened by sanctions. Turkey's exports are sophisticated and diverse and are able to suit the needs of the Gulf countries. And I think that is the focus rather than any sort of significant rebalancing of regional power.
So, Ali, what do you think? Could a greater Turkish-Arab cooperation address, as Omar mentioned, rising global and regional challenges, including Syria, Libya, Iraq, as well as this latest grain crisis?
Definitely. I mean, the Arab and Islamic world as a whole is witnessing a huge challenge on many different levels, including food security, water security, economic challenges, financial challenges. And therefore, these challenges are bigger than what one country can handle. So cooperation is needed from all countries in the region to achieve stability and prosperity. And in this sense, cooperation between Turkey as a big, powerful regional player in the Middle East, and also the Gulf countries, whether when it comes to Saudi Arabia as also a big, powerful regional player, or the whole GCC countries, is definitely needed. I think that both parties are aware of this fact, and they are moving forward to cooperate not only on the bilateral level between Turkey and each GCC country, but also between Turkey and the collective GCC countries. I think that President Erdogan and also the GCC officials underlined this fact during the several past meetings, and they will highlight it also during this tour.
So, Omar, can we say that past grievances have now been put aside and future looks bright?
I think it's more complicated than that. I think what we can say is that at the moment, the interests and the priorities of the different countries have changed. So I don't think that they've necessarily resolved the previous grievances so much as different priorities have emerged. And now the focus is very much on the economics. Whereas 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe the priority was on politics and diplomacy. Now it's very much about economics. It's about food security. It's about energy security, about military security. And so, they're saying, okay, let's put these other things on the back burner. Let's focus on the things that we can work together on and that we can benefit each other mutually on. And then the other things, hopefully they'll resolve themselves later on.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.